From the mountains of Persia to the shores of the Aegean, one empire wakes, bound by a single will, the will of a god king.
Ahura Mazda, grant sight to the great king.
Here, power is carved from stone and blood, each pillar a monument to dominion.
Master! The king's gaze falls upon us today!
He who inherits the world must also bear its weight. To rule the sun itself, one must never blink.
The Greeks defied my father. Their defiance ends with me.
From this chamber, destiny unfolds, the march of 10 nations bound to one command.
Grant the word, my king, and Greece shall kneel before the sunrise. From every corner of the known world they come. Medes, Persians, Babylonians, men bound not by home, but by the will of their king.
My king, behold your legions, the earth itself trembles for you.
An empire measured not in miles, but in obedience. 10 nations, one heartbeat.
Steel your hands, brothers. Today the king's shadow reaches the sea.
Before gods and men, he stands as living flame. The son of Darius, heir to a boundless dream.
So begins the March of Kings, from the heart of Persia toward the narrow gates of Greece.
The gods have granted him the world. Now he must claim it.
Xerxes, Xerxes.
The empire moves as one, a living river of men and beasts flowing west toward destiny.
Each step brings us closer to immortality.
For some, glory awaits. For others, the silence of forgotten sands.
Do you think Greece will tremble, Captain?
They will burn.
The king commands the sea itself to carry his empire to war.
Even the waters bow to Persia.
So begins the March of Kings, from the heart of Persia toward the narrow gates of Greece.
The gods have granted him the world. Now he must claim it.
Xerxes! Xerxes!
In the shadow of Olympus, Greece holds its breath, a handful of men against the tide.
The Persians will come through here, like a river of iron.
Once divided by pride, the cities of Greece stand together, if only for a moment.
Let Athens bring her ships. Let Sparta bring her sons.
In this sacred breath, an oath is forged to hold the pass or die upon it.
Then we march for Thermopylae.
Here, where the mountains kiss the sea, they will make their stand. 300 hearts against the world.
Stone or flesh, both can hold a gate if the spirit stands firm.
Each stone laid not for glory, but remembrance, that their names might outlast breath.
They'll bring arrows enough to blot the sun.
Then we'll fight in the shade.
They come as the tide comes. Unending, unstoppable. Yet the world will remember where the tide was turned.
They bar the road, my lord.
Few in number, but unmoved.
Then few will die first.
From their narrow perch between sea and stone, the sons of Sparta behold the coming of a world.
They come.
They'll fill the plain before the sun climbs twice, devouring Doomtide.
Good. Then the gods won't have to search. We're their sacrifice eternal.
Under 1,000 lights, the Empire holds its breath, waiting for dawn to grant them conquest.
They are few, my lord! A wall of men, nothing more!
Then the dawn will crush them! Show how walls crumble to dust!
While an empire dreams of conquest, 300 men await their destiny in silence.
Tonight, we sleep with gods.
If tomorrow is our last dawn, what shall we tell the gods?
That we stood.
With the coming of the sun, the gods bear witness. Man against empire, freedom against fear.
Sound!
Hold and breathe. Eternal. Steel meets flesh. The narrow gates consume the first of thousands. Here, courage finds its shape. Hold!
Sparta! For Greece! Eternal!
The world crashes upon them! Again! Again! But the line does not break! Unyielding!
In the front! Keep the wall living!
They fall like rain, my king!
The tide retreats, leaving silence, smoke, and the memory of men who would not move eternal.
They'll come again. Relentless as death.
Then so will we. Eternal defy.
The world crashes upon them again and again. Yet the line does not break. Unbroken! The sun sinks behind the mountains, and the earth remembers every name written in its blood.
Leonidas.
They'll bring more at dawn.
Then dawn will remember us. Even in victory's shadow, the conqueror feels the weight of his own dead.
Immortal fallen!
Their wall bleeds, my king, but does not fall.
Then let dawn drown them in their own blood.
While heroes sleep, betrayal climbs on silent feet. No blade cuts deeper than the promise of reward. Gold awaits.
The path is yours, Lord! Spare me and Greece is yours!
You have bought your life and sold your soul.
Dawn hides its face as shadows march. The hunters have become the trapped.
They come from the mountain! Betrayal! The pass is lost! Ready the line! Eternal!
We are surrounded. Jaws of doom.
Then we have them all! Eternal glory! When the sun rose on this day, it saw no kings, no slaves, only men who would not kneel. No retreat. Sons of Sparta, raise your hearts higher than their banners. For glory and for the shade!
So they broke the silence of gods. Their courage, a sound that never ends.
Never yield!
Remember us.
Turn on! By the void!
When the fire is spent, only silence remains, and the shape of courage carved in dust eternal.
The pass is yours, my king. Conquered ash.
No. It belongs to the dead. Eternal haunt.
The tide carries their memory home, a whisper to awaken nations eternal. Leonidas.
They fought to the last.
Unyielding blood. Then Greece will remember. Defiant forever.
The sea brings home what war has taken. A story told not in words, but in light, eternal.
300 stood at the gates, and the world moved not one step forward. Eternal!
Then they were more than men. Gods defy.
300 stood at the gates, and the world moved not one step forward, Eternal!
Then they were more than men. Gods defy void.
Remember the men of the hot gates, for from their ashes Greece shall rise eternal.
Then the gods still watch, defiant flame.
From ashes and grief the cities rise, no longer divided, but bound by memory eternal.
They march not for conquest, but for the memory of 300 who would not kneel eternal.
Hot gates.
Were they truly that fearless? Hot Gates immortals?
No. They were human. And that's why they endure forever.
At last, the storm returns to the sea, and Greece stands, unbroken, at the edge of its fate eternal.
Alas! They will break as waves did once before! Salami doom! Then let the tide remember! Greece eternal!
And so the sons of those who fell at the gates return the fire. Not in grief, but in triumph eternal. Platea!
Eternal flame!
For Greece! Unbreakable defy!
Leonidas! For Greece! Let your vengeance forever!
The earth is quiet now. The gods have heard their answer, and the world exhales eternal. Platea.
Empire Ash. No. It's begun.
From the dust of kings and soldiers alike, peace takes its first breath, eternal.
They fought in shadow and became the light eternal.
Then Greece endures. Unbroken flame.
Time has washed away the blood, but not the echo. Here, courage became a language all men understand eternal.
Is this where they fell?
Hot Gates' blood. No. This is where they rose. Eternal light.
Names become stone. Stone becomes sky. And the story endures, unbroken, eternal. Stranger.
Remember them, and become them eternal.
Empires rise and fall, but courage does not age. It only changes its name, eternal. Stand.
They win. Hot Gates heroes?
They gave us the right to freedom. Eternal.
Each age finds its own gates to hold, and those who stand become the echo of the few eternal. Stand.
Stand wherever you are.